Alright, what's up guys? VV back with another video, another Blue Yellow Ace video. That's right guys, but for today we're going to be checking out Blue Yellow Ace in OP-13. Okay, because there's a lot of talk going on right now in the community about OP-13. How it seems like, at least as far as the East goes, it looks like it might be a 4, maybe 5 deck format. Well, how is Ace doing? Or how well will Blue Yellow Ace do into that format? Well, we're going to do a little bit of testing in today's video, and we'll check it out, see if there's any chance, see if there's any hope for this leader moving forward. Okay, so let's do this, guys. Let me go ahead and break down the video for you real quick. First things first, we're going to check out the deck list. After that, we're going to head over to the sim. We got 5 games to go over on the sim, and then we will finish up by recapping, and I'll tell you guys what I think about this leader moving forward, especially going into OP-13. Okay? So I will have everything time-stamped in the general description, and I'll have all relevant deck lists and links and stuff like that down in the comment section below. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put those down in the comment section below, or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Link will be in the channel description. Today's video is brought to you by Nin Garden, and pre-orders are now available for 4 new playmats, including Chaos Crew and Green Fury. They also carry apparel such as the Kings of Heart tee and pin. So be sure to use the code TheVVTheory at the checkout to get 8% off on your next order. Alright guys, let's go break down this deck list, starting off with the leader. Ace is a 5,000 power, 4-life, blue-yellow, Whitebeard Pirates type leader. With the effect Dawn ×2, activate main once per turn. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck and add up to 1 5-cost character card to the top of your life face up. Then place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. And then at the end of your turn, you have to send all of your face-up cards in your life to the trash. Okay? So we're going to go through the entire deck list real quick, guys. If you're a newer player, be sure to pause and read what each one of these cards do, or what each one does as we mouse over them. Okay? So we're running 4 Ezo, running 2 Charlotte Pudding, running 4 Portghasti Ace. Now, there's a lot of Ace, Portghasti Ace characters in the deck. We're running 4 of the Blocker Ace from OP-07, running 2 Nami. We're running 4 of the 2K Counter Ace from ST22, running 2 7-cost Odin, 3 of the 10-cost Edward Newgate. Some people are calling this card Taxbeard. We'll talk more about this card in a minute. We're running 4 Flampe, 4 Viola, 3 Zeus, 3 Otama. This is the PRB02 yellow Otama. Running 4 of the 2-cost Portghasti Ace. Running 3 of the new PRB02 Ace. 4 of the ST13 Rush Ace. And then 4 of the Searcher event called Thank You for Loving Me. Now, this is more of a Whitebeard Pirates version of the deck. But I will say this. Remember, guys, actually, let me say it like this. This deck here is focused on battling into the OP-13 meta. Okay, so we have gone all in on this 10-cost Newgate here. I did a lot of testing, some pretty extensive testing. And Blue Yellow Ace really struggles into Imu. It was a tough matchup for me. I had to make a lot of revisions, move things around, alter my playstyle, which we're going to talk about, you know, in today's game, or in today's games. We have 2 games of Imu to go over on the sim. I had to change everything around to make this leader work against, you know, OP-13 Black Imu. And I think this is the answer. I think this card here is the answer. I think this is also what Red Blue Ace is using to deal with it. Well, guys, I mean, this is a card that we can use. We do have access to this card because we're a blue Whitebeard Pirates type leader. Okay? So, this card, I think, is going to be a major factor in pulling off wins against Imu for Blue Yellow Ace. Now, I have not gone all in yet on the, you know, the Whitebeard Pirates package. Notice we're not running the 8-cost event in here, but who knows? That might be an option moving forward. One card that we're not running in here, let me bring up all the OP-13 blue cards real quick. A card we need to really consider is actually this Edward Newgate. We can consider this card. Let me say this, guys. Yes, we can consider the new 6-cost Secret Ace, but I just don't think this is really what we're trying to do with this deck. Who knows? Maybe it is. We'll have to see, guys. Let me just say this. It's not really what I'm trying to go for with the deck. If it's working for you, by all means, run it. But I think we could really consider going up this OP-13 Edward Newgate here, and then some of these, to, like, keep both versions of the 10-cost Newgate. Because hear me out, guys. If we can extend the game and go into later and later into the game, I think that's where our leader actually excels. Now, yes, Imu does as well. Imu definitely excels in that situation. However, if we can go turn 4 going second, the first thing, let me say this too, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, guys. We definitely want to take second from Imu. Like, we want to go second. And if we do that, then maybe what we should try to focus on with this version of the deck is maybe implement the 8-cost event. Let me bring that up real quick for everybody. There's an 8-cost event called I Am Whitebeard. Okay, it says if your leader has Whitebeard Pirates type, of course ours does, play up to 1 Edward Newgate from your hand, then you may add the top or bottom card of your life cards into your hand, and if you did, give up to your, one of your leaders plus 2,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. So we might be able to cheat out a 10-cost character like Edward Newgate. Let me bring that back up. Where did it go? Whoops. Oh, there we go. We could try to cheat this out on like an 8 Dawn turn, and then when our opponent has their 10 Dawn turn, the Imu player, and he floods the entire board, then we can actually follow up with this Edward Newgate to really hurt them, and hurt their hands, their attacks for the following turn. So I think that's going to be our best bet moving forwards. But I guess what I'm trying to say is this, guys. As we're watching today's games, really consider, do we actually even need this 10-cost Newgate in blue-yellow Ace? Remember, guys, this is not red-blue Ace, okay? In blue-yellow Ace, do we even need this card? And the same thing with the 8-cost events. Do we actually need the I Am Whitebeard event? I'm going to mess around with it at some point, but hey, guys, if you've already tried it, tell me what you think about it. Tell me if it's been working out for you, well enough. Now, of course, there's not just one matchup to worry about, right, guys? That's just one matchup, Imu. Okay, we have another matchup. Let me just go through the matchups real quick that I have. We have 2 games versus Imu today. 1 game against Red Blue Ace, 1 game against Red Purple Roger, and 1 game against Green Zoro. So I tried to cover the 4 best decks in the entire format for OP-13. Imu, I think our number 1 answer, first of all, is going to be a well-timed Charlotte Pudding. So if we're going first, we want to play a Charlotte Pudding on their 9 Dawn turn, or on their 8 Dawn turn, right? Like, we'll be on our 9 Dawn turn. So we're going to play we want to play Charlotte Pudding right then and crush their hand, and then hope they don't draw into a 10-cost character on the following turn, and then that'll help us, progress into the late stages of the game. Then we follow up with these Edward Newgates, right? We start locking them down like, hey, every time you want to attack, you're going to have to just start destroying your hand, right? So that's the first thing. So against Imu, we have a well-timed Charlotte Pudding. And by the way, so I explained, if we're going first, on our 9 Dawn turn, we want to use Charlotte Pudding. On our 10 Dawn turn, we probably want to use Charlotte Pudding. Okay, just it is what it is. We could still do a lot with our leader effect and things like that. But we pretty much want to make it where whenever our opponent is about to go into their 10 Dawn turn, well, then that previous turn where where we have a turn right before them, we want to shut their hand down, just destroy their hand. And this Pudding is going to be the way to do that. And then we'll start chaining these 10-cost Newgates together. So that's against Imu. Now, the next matchup we'll talk about is against Red Blue Ace. I'm going to be honest, guys. This card, Edward Newgate, is good against that deck, too. This is just a good card right now, guys, because there's a lot of decks that are just trying to completely flood the board out. So this is actually just a pretty solid card in general. But worst case scenario, we can always start putting the card, to the bottom of the deck as well if we're going against like an aggro deck where we can't set it up in time. Okay, Nami, just push all of our bricks to the bottom of the deck and go from there, right? We don't have to worry about it. But in general, against any deck that's trying to go mid-range to tall, we can just shut down their attacks with this Edward Newgate. They have to trash 2 cards from hand for every single one of their characters' attacks. Not leaders, but characters. So this is good into Red Blue Ace. And another thing you have to really consider is it might seem like, well, this isn't even a good matchup for us against Red Blue Ace because they're a 3-life, 6,000 power leader. Well, we're a 4-life, 7,000 power leader if you think about it. Because notice the card I have on the screen right now. We are going to reuse this effect over and over again as many times as we can. Okay, so we actually get to 7,000 power pretty consistently if we need to do that, right? So I'm not going to lie, guys. This might sound crazy, but I think our matchup into Red Blue Ace is actually fairly good. I'm not saying they can't beat us. They can absolutely win. Red Blue Ace is an extremely good deck. It's an extremely solid deck in OP-13. But I actually think Blue Yellow Ace is not even that. I feel like that matchup is not even our worst one. It's not even that hard to deal with. Okay, I got to be careful the way I say that. It's a very tough matchup, but I think that's one of the least of our worries compared to some of the other stuff in the format, especially Imu. Because let me say it like this: Red Blue Ace, it really is focusing on that blue portion of Whitebeard Pirates. Well, we're blue-yellow ace, so we can actually fight fire with fire, and then we can gain life whenever we need to with effects like Viola, or we can recycle, you know, we can basically turn our Zeus cards into draw card effects instead of like life removal effects. I just feel like we have a lot of tools to deal with red-blue ace. Okay, then after that we have a game of red purple Roger. That's another deck or matchup where this card just goes crazy, because once they flood the board out, it's like, okay, drop this 110 cost 12k, and now I'm just going to lock your entire board down unless you want to start trashing cards from your hand like crazy. So this card's actually very good in that matchup. And then what else? And again, we still can gain life. We have lots of blocker potential. We have 4 Violas, we have 4 Aces, and 2 Nami. So we have 10 blockers built in with ways to gain life, and we have ways to hit their hand as well with Charlotte Pudding. And we could also always incorporate things like Red Rock if we need to, right? That is an option, of course. And then last but not least, against Green Zoro, I think we're just going to have to gain life against them. So we have the ability to play around their leader effect by, oh, okay, you want to attack into my board and then attack into my life? Okay, well, I'll just gain a life every turn then. How does that sound? You know, while I'm going bigger and bigger on the board. And then if we can get to like the 9 and 10 dawn turns with this leader, well, now all of a sudden we can start having some really massive turns with this 5-cost ace, recycling the 2-cost ace, where we can kind of just sit at being a 7,000 power leader while flooding our board and going pretty crazy. And remember, the stuff we're flooding our board with are 7,000 power characters. So it actually ends up being very nice in that way. All right, well, that was a quick breakdown, guys. Let me say this. This was more of like an advanced tutorial. If you guys are newer to blue-yellow ace, this leader right here, I will have linked in the comment section below, I will have an entire playlist of other blue-yellow ace videos, okay? So if you're a newer player, be sure to check out that playlist and kind of get caught up on it, because I'm kind of leaving off, or I'm starting off where I left off from a previous video, okay? So if this seemed a little bit confusing to the newer players out there, don't worry about it. Make sure to hop down to the playlists. In the comment section, I'll have a playlist called Blue Yellow Ace, like mega compilation or mega playlist or something like that, and you can get caught up through that. It's hours of Blue Yellow Ace content. Okay, that's enough of that, guys. Let's go ahead and hop over to the sim and see what this deck can do. All right, guys, first game up we have against Imu. Our first 2 games are going to be against Imu, and then we'll have a game versus Red-Blue Ace, and then Red-Purple Roger, and Green Zoro. So here we go. Let's get the volume off. Let's get the speed on 2x, and here we go. So I think we want to go second, just period, right? Now, going first is not the worst thing in the world, but we would prefer to go second so we can get into our 10 Dawn turn before everybody else. And just with the way our leader effect works, attaching 2 Dawn is nice. Now, I forgot to mention why we're not running Sanji. I will try to, and let me pause real quick, guys, while we're doing all this searching. I will try to remember to mention this at the end of the video where we recap the list one more time. In this version of the deck, we no longer want the 2-cost 2k counter Sanji. Yes, the card is incredible, but we don't actually want it, and I'll try to remember to explain that at the end of the video. It has to do with the fact that we want to be at 2 or less life at all times for our 5-cost Rush Ace and for the 10-cost Ace or Newgate, okay? Because you have to be at 2 or less life for that effect, I believe, as well. Okay, so Imu went first. They didn't do anything there, and now we're going second. We go turn 1 Searchers, double Searchers there. We're fixing our hand, and here we go. Okay, they're going to swing for 5. We're going to go ahead and just take this. We want to get down to about 2 life as quickly as possible so we can start using our leader's effect and cheating out the 5-cost 7k Rush Ace to put on a lot of early pressure, like a lot of early pressure. Okay, they're going to play out now. Okay, now pause. We have 2 games against Imu, right? This first one, they're running the 1-cost the Holy Land Mary Joie stage, the 1-cost stage. The second game, they're running the 7-cost stage. Okay, guys, just so everyone's aware of that. And I will say, going first as Imu, that stage is not terrible, because notice they just got to play out a 4-cost character on turn 2 going first. On their 3 Dawn turn, they just played out a 4-cost character, established a blocker, and they're going to be able to go from there. Okay, so here we go. So now it's our turn 2. We're on a 4 Dawn turn, and now if we use our leader effects, which we're going to do, okay, we did not hit anything we really wanted there, like a 5-cost Ace, but we hit 5-cost Nami. Now we can go ahead and play out the Zeus here. Our opponent had only 3 or 4 cards in their trash, so we were able to actually KO War Fury. Okay, we're going to swing in for 7. This should go through. Now remember, guys, the reason we did Zeus there instead of Viola is I want to get down to 2 life pretty quickly, okay? We actually want to get down to 2 life with this deck so we can get Rush with our Ace. Okay, so here we go. They're going to swing for 5. Now, it is tempting to counter out of a 5k attack. I'm not going to lie. We're still going to take it. and I would not have faulted someone for countering out of that. However, by taking that hit, now we can get way more aggressive on our turn. Hopefully we get into a 5-cost 7K ace. They're going to play out St. Marcus Mars. They're going to go ahead and trash a card to KO. Actually, yeah, they did. Yeah, they KO'd the Izo. That's unfortunate, but it's not too big of a deal. Very nice. We just got the 5-cost 7K rush ace. We're going to play out the Viola. We're going to look at the cards in their life before we attack. Okay, I moved it around the way I wanted. Playing out the ace, swing 7, swing 9. I'm hoping he would commit the blocker here, but he might just take the hit. He might just take the hit here. That was the right call in my opinion, because if he had not done that, if he had blocked, he gives up full board control, and then we're really cooking at that point. Because remember, guys, we are a 7,000 power leader this turn because of the 2-cost characters event. Okay, and we are in 2x speed here, guys. Let me make sure, actually. Yep, we're in 2x speed. We're just waiting for our opponent to figure out what they want to do. They're going to play out St. Shalria. They trashed one of the 5 elders, and I do have a pudding in hand. So that was, I was very happy to see that. Okay, they're going to trash the St. Shalria after using the effect there with Imu. And now they're going to draw a card, and let's see what they choose to do next. They're on a 6 Dawn turn. They can play out Jupiter. They can play out another Mars. They can play out Mercury. They can play out any of the 5-cost elders right now. They're going to play out the Jupiter and pass the turn back. They're not going to attack with their blocker. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Okay, so here we go. We're going to swing for 7 into 5. Does he want to give me the blocker? He's down to 2 life. He only has 5 cards in hand. He's going to 2K, 1K counter out of that. I don't blame him. But here we go, guys. We're going to do a top 5 search with our leader effect. We put an ace on top. We play out the 5-cost 7K PRB02 ace. We're going 8, and then we're going 9. So, guys, we're swinging 7, 8, 9. We have a blocker. We have 2 life. Our leader is 7,000 power. And look at our hand. I mean, we have 2, 4, 6, 8K, 9K counter in hand, something like that. Really not bad. Really not bad. We're in a very good position. We're going to knock them down to 1 life. They kept the Jupiter on the board. That character can't block, right? So now they're going to be able to attack in, get a card out of hand, and then maybe go from there. Maybe they can go from there. Guys, they have not even reached a 10 Dawn turn yet. Remember, guys, they have not even reached a 10 Dawn turn. 7 into 7 is a very easy 1K counter. I think I'm going to give them the 5-cost 6K ace, the blocker from hand, and we're going to see what they do here. Okay, and remember, guys, we're in 2x speed. Our opponent's trying to figure this out. This is a terrible position. Okay, nice. They had another Mars. They KO one of my aces. That was really nice. Speaking of which, we might want to consider running Shirahoshi moving forward, guys. I don't know what we would replace in the deck for it, but if we could protect these 5-cost 7K aces, that could be insane. And even if we have to flip a life card face up or whatever, I can't remember what the condition is, we have ways to deal with that too with Viola and whatnot. Okay, so we're on our first 10 Dawn turn. They have 2 blockers. Does he want to go ahead and start blocking out into this 5K character? If he does, we're fine with that. Guys, hey, we are fine with that. Yeah, okay, so he lets it go. That was the correct decision. Now we're going to go 7 into life. He blocks to draw a card. We're going to play out the Nami. We're going to set up some cards the way we might need them. Okay, looks like we're going to put 2 cards to the bottom of the deck. We do a top 5 search looking for another rush ace. We're going to play out this ace from our hand. We did not use the 5 cost because our board's completely full. And now we're going to swing for 8 into 5. Probably wise to block out of this. He has a blocker, and next turn he obviously is going to want to use the 10 cost character. We're going to swing for 9. He counters out. He has 1 card left in hand. Now here's the question. Does he want to play out the 9 cost? Yeah, he does. He's going to play out the 9 cost. That's going to allow him to do all these effects here. Looks like he never even got a hold of the card Venus, right? The card that has Rush. Now, hear me out. It wouldn't have saved him in this situation because I can obviously just block with Viola. They can use the Saturn first to do a search and then KO one of my characters off of the Mars. And then, again, guys, having Venus would have helped for sure there. But look at my counter in hand. I'm not letting him have anything. He's not getting a single character. And I still have the 2 blockers. Okay, so we're going to swing for 7. Okay, he got the searcher there, the top 5 searcher event, or top 3 searcher, excuse me. I think he grabbed a Venus, and now we're going to swing for 7. Okay, at this point, he has to, we have math, right? We have calculated lethal. We're going to swing for 9, GG to my opponent. Good game to my opponent. Like I said, that was an awesome game. Let me pause it. In worst case scenario right there, guys, if he had somehow survived, we actually had 4 Dawn on our leader with 3 Dawn left for the turn. We could have actually done a top 5 search with our leader effect to put this Ace on top and then play out another Viola, have 2 blockers, and gain a life. So we were in a commanding position that game. Going second is half the battle against Imu, guys. If they go second, you're automatically at a disadvantage. Okay, now, that was the first game. Good game to my opponent. Let's move on to the second game versus Imu here, and this is with them running the 7-cost stage. Different opponent. I don't know who any of these players are, guys. I just randomly queue into people on the sim. Okay, so here we go. I did get second against them. Like I said, guys, I'm sorry. If it comes down to a coin flip, it's better than nothing, right? Okay, so right here, we're going to play out Izo. We're going to do some searching. We grab the 10-cost Newgate. Okay, now that they have the 7-cost stage, that 10-cost Newgate might be very, very important in this matchup. We play out another Izo. We're fixing our hand. We got a 2K in the Newgate from those 2 searches. They're going to go ahead and play out the Saint Shauria, and they're going to fix their hand, fill up their trash. They already have 8 cards in trash. On turn 2, going first, they have 8 cards in their trash. Okay, they swing in. We're, of course, going to take that. This is very unfortunate that we end up getting this, this 5-cost Ace here in this fashion, right? It would have been better if let me say this, guys, pause. I'm not going to go backwards, but we probably should have gone turn 1 Izo plus turn 1 Charlotte Pudding, or Flampe, excuse me, Charlotte Flampe, to draw 2 cards and then go from there, because then this turn would have been absolutely devastating, because we would have swung for 7, swung for 9 on turn 2, on our turn 2, going into their turn 3. Okay? Didn't happen that way. Not a big deal. Now, because they have the stage, they can't play out St. Marcus Mars. If they had the, if they had the 1-cost stage, they could have put out, I think his name's Marcus Mars. They could have played that out to KO my Ace right here. Well, guess what? They're only on 5 Dawn. The 7-cost stage, you can only play something out that you have enough Dawn to play out normally. Okay, so we're on a 6 Dawn turn, and here comes the pressure, guys. I go ahead and start off with a Pudding. I'm going to smash in for 7. They get a 1-cost 3K event. Of course they did. You know, hey, it happens. And now we're going to swing for 6 into here, and now I think we're actually going to play out the Flampe. We have to get down to 2 life, guys. We have to. It's actually hurting us because we can't play out the 10-cost Edward Newgate if we have more than that. It won't work. Okay, so they attack in. We're going to use an Izo. We're going to use the other Izo. We're trying to clear up spaces on the board. We're trying to fix our hand. We're trying to put these 5-cost aces back on the bottom of our deck so we can hopefully get back around to them later in the game. Okay, we end up taking the hit there. Or excuse me, I think we countered out there, and then, hang on one sec, guys. I'm sorry, I actually got, I fell behind there. So, we 1K counter out of that. Then they sacrifice it with the Emu's effect. They play out St. Marcus Mars. They got another St. Marcus, I think, well, actually, it might not be another one, but they got St. Marcus Mars. They get rid of my character. Seems really good. Okay, we're in a little bit of trouble here. They play out the blocker. This is... Even though they only have 2 cards in their hand, guys, we are not in a great spot. So we're going to swing 5. They're going to use a 1-cost, or they took the hit and they got the trigger for the event. We're going to use our leader effect. We put a 5-cost Ace on top of our life. We're going to play out the Ace, playing out the Ace from our hand. We're going to play out the blocker. We fix our hand a little bit. We're swinging for 9. They're going to block out, and we're going to pass back. Okay. Here we go, guys. They're on a 9 Dawn turn. Next turn's going to be the fireworks, right? Next turn's going to be all the fireworks. So they get the Searcher. I mean, this guy seems like he's just drawing whatever he needs. We hit him with a 4-cost Pudding when he had like 8 cards, 7 or 8 cards in hand, and now he's going into St. Marcus Mars, into this Searcher Saturn. This is really unfortunate. They smash into the Pudding. We're gonna let Pudding go. They sacrifice the Saturn and they don't swing with their blocker. I don't dislike that play there, but I have to really set up my turn. This turn I have to set up, guys. This turn's gonna be all about setup. The Odin might not be the best bet against Imu, believe it or not, guys. I would rather be able to chain these Newgates together. We'll talk about Odin at the end of the video as well, if I can remember. Okay, so we get out the Ace here. We're going to play out the 5-cost Ace, cheating out the 2-cost, playing out the Ace. We can't get another card from the trash, but we don't need it anyway. We're going to swing 7, 7, 9. Our board is full, or excuse me, 7, 9, 9. And then our board's full. We have counter power in hand. Not a whole lot, but I think we'll be okay here. Okay, here we go. They go St. J. Garcia Saturn. They search up the 10-cost. They play out the 10-cost for 3 Dawn. Pay 1 for the effect. Trashing a card from hand and their whole board. They play out everything except the... Looks like they did not get the Venus again. How crazy is that, guys? 2 games in a row. The opponent did not see the the Venus one, the Rush character. Or excuse me, they did. They didn't get Jupiter this time, so that helps us big time. They do have the Rush character, but no Jupiter. We cannot get out of that, guys. It is what it is. They're going to swing 7 into 7. We can easily protect this one. Probably just give him a 2K counter. We actually give him the Viola there. I don't think we should have done. I think we should have actually given him the. I actually think we should have given them the 2K counter there. But that's okay. All right, so now we're going to swing 7 into the leader. I want to see what he does. He blocks instantly. Okay, so now I can kind of battle for his board a little bit. but I think I need to go at face. I'm going to go 5 into 5. Let me see if I can hit his hand a little bit. Nice. We got his hand. Now, here we go. 7 at leader. He'll probably block this or maybe he takes it. Very good. We're going to play out the Edward Newgate, and now none of his characters can attack unless he wants to trash 2 cards from hand each time. I'm in a very vulnerable position right now, by the way, guys. He doesn't know my hand, but I'm in a very vulnerable position. You hate to see it. Okay, so he plays out the Shirahoshi. That was very well played. He's down to like 7 cards left in his trash, or something like 10 cards in his, or 16 in his deck. He put 2, I think he put a 2K counter and a 10 cost 5 Elders card into his deck with that Shirahoshi. That was calculated. That was not a play mistake. That was really well done there. Okay, they're going to play out the 10 cost character again. They're going to cheat out their board. They're going to pop one of my characters. Brutal. Guys, brutality. Absolute brutality. They're going to go 7 into 5 here. I have to defend this card, at least to the best of my ability, and I'm able to defend it by trashing a 2-cost ace from hand. Hey, guys, this is one of those situations where it's like, you know what? I'm going to do what I have to do here. We're going to actually go everything into their board if they want to do this. We'll, again, just keep going everything in the board. They have one more blocker. Okay, we'll go 12 into it. It looks like I'm considering swinging in with the Flampe into it. Nope, just 12 into 5. Let's see if he wants to give me the blocker. Okay, very nice. Now I can actually play out the... I could even swing into it with the Flampe, guys. Y'all see I was about to load Dawn up there. I'm going to play out another Edward Newgate, lock his attacks down for the turn. Does he want to go for lethal? I'm daring him to go for lethal here. Guys, he probably should. In all honesty, he probably should go for lethal. Looks like he's not going to do that. As soon as I saw him play out that same Marcus Mars, I was thinking, hey, guys, close one. He swings for 8. We take that, and now he only has 1 card left in hand. And here we go. We basically just have to go for broke here. We don't really have any other option. We're not surviving next turn. So he has 2 blocks. So just, guys, let's pause. Calculate lethal. If we can even get lethal, how can we do it? If we can even go for lethal, how can we do it? Okay, so swing 12, swing 12. These are both getting hit by these 2 blockers every single time, right? Without fail, these are just going through every time. So then we have 10 Dawn left. We have a 1K Flampe on the board. Okay, a 1K counter Flampe on the board. What do we want to do here? We actually don't have to go for lethal, but if we were trying to go for lethal, we could actually go 6 on Flampe to swing for 7 here, and if it goes through, then we have a real chance, right? Because that was a 6 Dawn investment, then we could go swing 9, 12, 12, and then maybe we win. Because again, think of like Newgate getting blocked by here, this Newgate getting blocked here, and then our leader effect has to go through and the Flampe. So if we get through with maybe we should swing for 8, 8, 12, 12, that could be one way to go. Or do we have other options? Let's see what happens here, guys. We're going to swing for 12. For sure. No doubt about it. We're swinging for 12. Yeah, okay. This is going to be blocker, draw a card. Yep, very well played there. Now we're going to swing for 12 more. Okay, actually, we're going to play out the ace here, and we are going to make sure, we have to ensure that we hit a 5-cost character. We must. There's no other option. So we put those 2 cards on top of our deck, and now we're going to swing for 8. Okay. He's going to use the event there. There was a 1-cost 4K. Glad we didn't go for lethal, guys. We would not have made it. We're going to swing for 12. They're down to 0. And now here we go. We're going to use our leader effect, and we're going to put a 2K counter. Nice. We got a 2K counter, and then we're going to play out the Viola. We just gained 2 life. Guys, we have 2 life, 2 blockers, and 4K counter in hand. Okay? He only has 4 attacks. So we can block both and then take the other 2 from our life, but we still have 4K counter in hand. So we're in a situation now where we've kind of weathered the storm here. Okay, we were able to switch it up on our opponent here and go in more deep. We were heavy offense and then kind of board neutral, and then we went into heavy defense. Okay, so here we go. They're going to swing for 7. I'm doing math right now. I'm thinking, you know what? I don't care. I can actually, even if he has another Marcus Mars to KO one of my blockers, I'm actually fine. I can actually just get away with it. Okay, now he's committing Dawn. This is awesome here. I think I probably should have just... yeah, I think I should block. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, just block. Because now he can't remove anything and try to sneak lethal. He's going to sacrifice the Venus Juro. He only has, like, how many cards in his deck? I think he might have, like, 7 or 8 cards left in his deck, guys. What is he going to do? Guys, even if he plays out the 10 cost now, I think I can just get through with a 12, 12, 15 attack. Okay, so he's going to swing in. We take this first hit. He plays out Venus. Okay, he plays out the Rusher. And now, okay... He's all in. Beautiful. Pause. Pause. Beautiful. He's going to swing 9, 9. we have in hand what we need to get out of it. So we're going to take this one. Obviously, there's nothing else we can really do. I mean, I guess we could counter out super aggressively, but then he could have gone 9 into 10. Yeah, so I guess either way, my opponent is all in here. Let's see what happens. We're, of course, going to take this first hit, and then we're going to get out of this one 2-2-2, and that's going to be game. They're going to concede. Well played to my opponent. They had another option. They could have played out... Let me think about this for a minute. If I were trying to extend the game out one more turn, what I probably would have tried to do in this specific situation here as the Imu player is don't swing with the... oh, well, hang on. He can't keep all of these blockers on the board, can he? So what he would have had to do was this. Attack in the way he did right here, except for the rush character. So smash in with no Dawn commitment. Just swing, swing, swing. Get all the cards that you can out of the way. Then you play out the 10 cost for a 4 Dawn investment, okay? You play out the 10 cost. It's a 4 Dawn investment, trashing one of the cards from hand. He had 2 of these Venus cards in hand. Trash 1, whatever, okay? Then, playing out all the characters, he gets 2 blockers in that situation. He could get rid of my Flampe. It's better than nothing if he even wants to. He probably needs to, though, or else I could use it for lethal. Whatever the case, then after playing out the 5 Elders, that was a 4 Dawn investment. Then for 6 Dawn, he could play out the Marcus Mars just as a third blocker and hope for the best there. Now, I do have a 2-cost ace in my hand, okay? So that would complicate things. But either way, my opponent was in a very, very tough situation. Good game to both Imu players. Good game to all my opponents as always. But I have to say, I think the best bet about beating Imu, half the battle is winning the dice roll, guys. If we can get to 10 Dawn first, we're already doing pretty well. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. We got a game versus Red, Blue, Ace. Okay, let's go full screen. Volume is off. Let's get the speed on 2x, and here we go. This is a fun game here, guys. This one versus Red, Blue, Ace. This is a fun one. Okay, we're gonna go turn 1 Izu and Ezo. We're gonna fix our cards there and pass it back. They're gonna go Garp, and we're going first this game, guys. We're going first. Here we go. So we're gonna swing for 6 to start this off. We're gonna play out the Searcher event. We're gonna search up another Searcher event. We're gonna probably play out the Searcher event. We grab a 10-cost Newgate, and then we're gonna push that stuff to the top of our deck. Okay, we push those 2 cards to the top of our deck. They're going to swing 6. We're going down to 3 life. They play out a Cavendish. That's unfortunate. Now, right here, I think I could have done things a little bit differently. I think I should have gotten rid of the Cavendish with my, Zeus in hand, but that's okay. It is what it is. Okay, here we go. I'm a 7,000 power leader. They're going to swing for 7 into 7. I think we should probably, okay. So we use the Ezo to fix our hand a little bit. We're going to take that hit, and here we go, guys. I think they hit us with a pudding. Oof, that hurts. They're going to swing for 7. We can 1k counter out of that. That's no problem. Okay, but now we're down to 2 life. Okay, now we can start having fun. Now we can finally start having some fun here. We're going to play out the 5-cost ace, pulling out the ace from the trash. We're going to go 7 into 6. Let's see if he wants to protect this. He uses the leader effect. Now we're going 9 into 6. This would cost a 2k to get out of it. He just lets it go, and then I pass turn. I don't swing with the 5-cost 6k ace because that's going to be too easy of a target for him to attack into with his leader, and we're 7k on our leader. Okay? So he's going to play out the 8-cost event, cheating out the 10-cost Newgate, smashing in for 8, and he can't even swing in with the pudding, guys, because I'm a 7,000 power leader. Okay, we're going to play out the pudding. Hey, 2 people can play that game, okay, bud? 2 people can play that game. We smack him with a pudding when he had like 12 cards in hand. He can't even be mad, okay? He already hit us with 1. We're going to swing for 5 or 7. He ends up using leader effect to get out of that. 7 into 6 now. Oh, he's in trouble. Uh-oh. Hey, guys, he blocks out. Leader effect. Yep, we're going to find a 5-cost ace, and now we're going to play out the 2 costs from hand. Okay, get the blocker down, swing 9. Guys, might just be game over. We're fixing our hand. I'm like, he's not leaving, so maybe he's going to get out of this attack. Nope. Was not able to get out of that attack. I guess he did not calculate what was going to happen there, or who knows what. Whatever the case, good game to my opponent. Hey, he hit us with a pudding, okay? But sometimes you got to fight fire with fire. We got him back with that one. Great game to my opponent. And I just have to say this, guys, even if he had somehow survived there, right? Say if he somehow survives that attack and plays out the 10-cost Roger, we are a 7,000 power leader, so we actually only have to get out of 1 attack, right? So he would swing in for 12. Let me see what we have here. We have a 2K. We have 2, 4, 5. So we'd go from 7 to 12. So 12. Oh, but hang on, but we get a 2K counter, so we actually would have won this game, guys, even if he had not lost right there. Because watch this, he would play out the 10 cost Roger. He'd probably go for broke, right? I mean, I would imagine he's just going to go all in here, right? Because we have a blocker, we have a life, we're a 7,000 power leader, and then we have 4 cards in hand. So he would probably end up going, you know, play out the 10 cost Roger. Now I can't block. He would swing for 12. We have to take it because we only have 12K counter in hand. Or we can only get to 12K because we have a 2K and 3 1Ks to get to 12 because we're a 7K leader. Our last card in life is a 2K counter Ace. He would put us at 14 to get over the 13K attack. Awesome game. That was a lot of fun. Good game to my opponent there. Red-Blue Ace. I think Blue-Yellow Ace and Red-Blue Ace are actually very, very evenly matched. Okay? All right. Let's see. We got next game up we have against Red-Purple Roger. Okay, volume is off. Let's go full screen, 2x speed, and here we go. Okay, Red-Purple Roger. Now, we're going second. I think I'm going to flampe right away to fill up some cards in here. Okay, wow. We're going to put... Pause. So much just happened there. So much just happened there, guys. So, we played out the flampe. We draw a card from the top of our life and a card from the top of our deck. With the flampe's effect, we're down to 3 life now. Then we used a 1-cost searcher. Did you guys see what we saw in there? Look what we found. Okay, look at this. Hang on. Let me hit play. Uh-oh, hang on. It's like locking up a little bit. That's what we just saw. We're going to put those 2-cost characters on the top of our deck. That's right, because that event allows you to put them on the top of your deck or the bottom once you're done. So we put those 2 on the top of our deck, and now we're for sure going to go into a ace play next turn because we're going to take this hit aggressively and go down to 2 life so we can start spitting out these rush aces on them. Okay, or at least that's the theory. That's the idea, the game plan. Okay, swing for 6. Okay, yep, I sure will take that. Now, we're not going to use the effect there. I guess we could have to draw, because it's just a draw card effect on the trigger, and then we'd have gotten a little bit deeper into our deck. That's okay. So we play out the 5-cost, or we put the 5-cost ace on top of life. Now we're going to fix our hand a little bit. Okay, that's a hard decision there, I have to say. Okay, it looks like I'm taking a little... I thought it froze, guys, because I was taking so long to decide. We pushed 2 cards to I think it was to the bottom of our deck. It might have been the top. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, they play out the 4-cost Mr. 2 Boncray Bentham. They don't even attack in because we were a 7,000 power leader. And now, guys, we're on a 6 Dawn turn. This is where going first is actually very nice. If we're on a 7 Dawn turn, we could put 2 Dawn on our leader and play out the 5-cost ace and get some insane value in that way. Okay, so here we go, guys. I should have done that draw card effect from the event. We kind of messed that one up. It is what it is. Okay, so we're going to play out Pudding, smack their hand a little bit. We're going to swing 6. I think we might swing 6 with the character. Yeah, why not? Why not, guys? We'll swing 6 with the character because if they want to attack into our character, it's going to be easier for us to counter out to block out of. Okay, they play out the Shanks. They're going to do a top 5 search. They play out the 8-cost Roger, the promo Roger. Now they're a 10,000 power attacker here, and they're a 9,000 power leader. Okay, less than ideal. This is not a great position. So right here, I wish we had better ways to pull cards back to our hand because I would love to just pull this Pudding back to my hand right now and just punish my opponent again. Okay, so here we go. We're going to swing in for 10 into 9, maybe get a 2K counter out of hand. Our board's looking good. We have a very strong board right now, and here we go. I think they play out the 8-cost Rayleigh this turn here. Yeah, that card's incredible. Okay. So he rests down my blocker. He's going to go 7 into 7. I'm going to block out. 7 into 7. I'm going to block out, or counter out, rather, excuse me. They'll go 9 into 7. I think we're going to 2K, 1K to get out of this one. Or we could just take this one and 2... Actually, no, that's an 11K attack coming in next turn. Yes, or the next attack's going to be 11K, so we need to get out of this one. We'll 2K to get out of it. Then they swing it for 11. We'll just take this. We're down to 0 life. But, guys, Ace can gain life. So I had some real serious considerations here, guys. I really considered going for lethal right here. I really strongly considered going for lethal here. Maybe I should have. Would you guys have gone for lethal here? Because I have 4 relevant attacks and he only has 2 life. I only have to get 3 of the 4 attacks through. Okay, but what else we can do here is we can actually just beat in for 7s across the board. Yep, here's a nice 7 for you. Okay, waiting for them to give me a 1K counter pretty much. Unless they want to take it. Guys, if they take the first hit, then I would seriously have considered going for lethal. Swing for 7. Okay, yep, they take that, or they counter out of that one. They have 4 cards left in their hand. This is an interesting situation we're in now. This is a very, very interesting situation we're in now. We're going to go and use our effect here. We're going to put a 2K counter on top of life. We're probably just going to swing with the Pudding. We'll put 3 on Pudding here, I think. Smash in for 7. and then we're going to actually more than no, hang on, what's going on here? I think we're about to attack into the Rayleigh. We'll go 13 into 9. That'd be a 2K, 2K, 1K. They have it as 0 cost 3K plus a 2K, seems good. We'll replace the Flampe and we'll gain a life. We have two blockers, an extra life now, and then we have a little bit of counter power in hand. Not very much though, if I'm being honest, guys. Not a whole lot. Now we are getting a 2K counter from the top of our life whenever that goes through. 9 into 7. Guys, 9 into 7, we're 2K, 1King out of that every time. We are going to 7 into 7. Okay, that's a 1K counter. And now it's a blocker. And now what's he playing for 10? Okay, he plays out the 8 cost Rayleigh. He did mess up there. He should have actually attached a Dawn, but he might try to save both Dawn. No. Oh, excuse me. He had to play out a 2 cost character. Gotcha. So he couldn't use the Dawn. Seems good. Okay, watch this, guys. I got an interesting play for y'all here. We got a real interesting play here. Tell me what you guys think about it in the comment section below afterwards. Now, remember, that is a blocker. We don't have calculated lethal on the board. We could swing 7 with the pudding first and then go for like a 9, 9. Hang on, let's do the math real quick. Guys, pause. Let's calculate lethal. We have a 4K, a 7K, a 7K, and a 5K. So that ends up being 14, 19, 23 plus 10K count or 10K Dawn. So that's 33,000 power divided across 4 bodies. So we can basically go 8, 8, 8, 9. Okay? But technically, we could go 7, 8, 9, 9. Right? So if that's the case, they block out of the 7K probably for sure. Right? And then we go 8, 9, 9. Is that going to be worth doing, though? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Let's see. 3, yeah, 2, 2, and then 4. Yeah, I don't know. That's hard to say. Would you guys go for it here? I'm going to try something else. Because notice this, guys. They don't have any cards in hand. They don't have cards in hand. So watch this. We're going to play out the Newgate and say your turn. Now, watch what he top decks. It's a pretty good top deck. Okay, spoiler. That's a pretty good top deck. I have to say that's a pretty good top deck. Okay, we have to take that hit there. That was a 9K attack coming in. And now, right here, we might have to just go for it anyway. Okay, now it's like, okay, well, we haven't really moved. Actually, we have moved the needle a little bit, right? Even though they're a 9K leader, now we have a 7, 7, 5, 12K attack. So that's 14 plus 12 is 26, plus the 5 is 31. So now it is, 31, 41. Now we can swing 3 10s and a 11. So technically a 9, a 10, and 2 11s. So actually, I don't know. I guess it really didn't move all that much if I'm being honest. Okay, here we go. Let's see what ends up happening here. We have to go for it, I think, though, guys. I think we just have to go for it. I don't think we have any other option, basically. Okay, here we go. Swing in for 9. They take that. That's correct. And now, guys, I'm just wishing for the best here. And then it's 10. 10. Okay, I'm sorry. We couldn't even do it the exact way I was calculating because one of my characters is a 12, right? So like the quote-unquote best math we could have done if our characters were all, if we could move the power around accordingly, would have been, let's do the math one more time. 14 plus 12, that's 26, plus 5 is 31, plus 10 for the Dawn is 41. Here's the thing. The perfect math would have been 4 10s, 3 10s, and an 11. Well, one of our Newgates, or one of our characters is Newgate, he's a 12. We can't go under the 112, right? So it would have to be 7, 10, 10, 12. That was our best bet. They ended up getting a brick and a 1K counter. We were able to get out of that. Good game to our opponent. That was a very tough game there. Red Purple Rogers actually very tough from my limited testing against it with Blue Yellow Ace. Okay, great game to my opponent. We got one more game on the sim here. We got a game versus Green Zoro. Okay, so volume's off. Let's go full screen. Let's put the speed on 2x, and here we go. All right, so we're going first here, guys. We're going to go first this time. We're going to go ahead and play out the Izo, do some searching, fix our hand. They're going to play out a Hiyori. I make a mistake here, guys. I have to say this was just a blunder. We go 0 into 0, and he counters out. We should have. We didn't have a follow-up play, so we actually should have gone 2K into it and then gone 5 afterwards if they wanted to give us a 2K to 1K. That's okay, though. We didn't give them any extra cards in hand. They just lost a card in hand, but they're still at 5 life. They're going to swing for 7. We could probably cash in on this Izo right now, but he has no extra attack, so I'm actually not going to attack into it here. Or I'm not going to use the effect of Izo. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and use leader effect. We're going to push a 5 cost 2K counter into our life. We pull it into our hand, use the Zeus to pop the Zoro, and now I think they're going to play out a 5 cost Cavendish. We could have waited an extra turn. We did know about that Cavendish, I believe, from their Searcher Hiyori, if I'm not mistaken. So we could have waited one more turn, but I have other things I want to do now. We're going to put this card on top of our life. We're going to play out the 5 cost, and we're going to cheat this ace out of our hand, playing this ace off of our life. We're swinging 7, we're swinging 9, and we're going to get the ball rolling now, right? So yes, we could have saved the Zeus to take out this Cavendish and extend the game out a little further. I'd rather get to 7,000 power and start just beating down this board. Okay, they play out a Zoro. They're going to stand 2 Dawn as active. Let's see what they choose to do with that. They still have 6 Dawn left for the turn. Maybe play out a Tashigi would be insane. Oh, wow. They're going to swing for 7 into 7. I'm going to go ahead and cash in on this and push, fix my hand a little bit. We're going to 1K counter out of this. And now let's see what they choose to do with their remaining 7 Dawn. Okay, they play out Law. They're going to pull back the Zoro they played out to play out a Tashigi. Seems good. Attaching 3 Dawn to their Zoro. We're going to have to protect this character, I think, guys. We're going to go 2K, 1K, and we'll just take the 9K to the 7 lead. That's fine. We're fine with that. Okay, but here's where things get kind of interesting. I could go for this board, or I could go super aggressive, like into their leader, right? So right here, we're going to use our leader effect here. We put a 5 cost 6K 2K counter into life. We're going to go and mix their hand up a little bit with the pudding. And now we're just going to start bashing 7s into 6 here. Let's see how many counters he got, guys. He has no Dawn active. Okay, that card's gone. All right, well, now we're going to go 8 into 7. Yep. And then it's going to be 9 into 7. Let's it go. Okay, so now we're going to play out the ace. We're going to get a character on the board. And we're smashing for 7 if we're going to go 9 into 5. And I'm basically telling this guy, like, hey, I'm super confident. I'm taking a life against you where I'm not even afraid to lose here. Now, it was kind of a bluff, if I'm being honest, guys. We have 5K counter in hand, so we can only get out of a single 12K attack, right? But if he wanted to attack in with the Trafalgar Law, we could have messed that up a little bit, right? Because we could have just 1K countered out of that. Okay, so they developed their board a little bit more. They probably should have gotten a little bit more aggressive this turn, I have to say, but I don't know what's in their hand. 8 into 7, nope. We can't let them have that. Sorry, bud. We have to go for lethal next turn. You're not allowed to have that. Sorry, bud. Okay, they stand their leader up. They'll go 8 into 7. We'll give them a 2K counter here. And, all right, now, at this point right here, guys, I think we have to just kind of go for lethal. I guess we don't technically have to, but I think it's the right call. Okay, so right here, we're going to go 8 into 5, because I know they did get a 1 cost 3K. All right, let's pay very close attention to how they counter here, guys. Okay, 1 cost 3K and a 1K counter. They're down to 4 cards in hand. Nice. Swing for 8. All right. Takes it. Okay, so jackpot there, right? So that's really good. So they took the 8K. They're down to 0 life. They have 2 blockers. I still have 4 attacks. Okay, so right here, I think I need to chance a 7. They have an extra Dawn active, but I think I have to chance a 7. Now, let's see what he gives me. 1K, 1K, 1K. Okay, now I know he has no 2Ks in hand. Okay, well, if that's the case, then right here, I'm going to go for 6. Hopefully, he has 1 brick in hand. We're going for 6 more, and then we're going to go for a final 6. Yep, he had 2 bricks left in hand. We had to be very cautious with the way we did the calculations there at the end. As soon as we saw the triple 1K, that's when we had to go for the 6. We didn't really have another choice, to be fair, guys. We really had no other choice. So even if he bluffed us right there, and had another 2K or 1K in hand or whatever, it didn't matter. We had to go about things in this specific way because we were definitely up against the ropes here. Getting to go second, I think, would have helped us quite a bit against this player here. But hey, you don't always get to pick which way you go. I think we went first, right? Let me see. Yeah, we were on the odd curve. So either way, good game to my opponent. Good game to all my opponents. That was a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and check out the deck list on the sim one more time and wrap this up. Okay, guys, so here it is. Now, one thing, let's see who all noticed. There's a certain card in here I don't think I played even one time. There's actually 2 cards. Did not play once. Which one was it, guys? There were 2. Which ones were they? The 2 cards I did not play even a single time in any of my games. Odin and Otama. I don't think I can't remember. Maybe I did. Maybe I played them once or twice. I can't remember. I've definitely played with them before. I've definitely used them before and had some success with them in previous versions and stuff like that. But I don't know if these cards are going to be necessary going into OP-11. Excuse me, OP-11. What am I talking about? Going into OP-13. It's all about this Edward Newgate, guys, I have to say. That at least in my personal experience. If you're having other experiences, please share them with us in the comment section below. We're all trying to make this leader go to the next level, okay? We're all trying to make this leader busted. We're all trying to take this deck to the next level. So if you're having a lot of success in OP-13 with a different version of the deck, please post it down in the comment section below or hop on the Discord. Links in the channel description. But yeah, guys, this card is only in the deck because of this card, Odin. So I think what I might start doing, I might be messing around with this deck in the future. I think we're going to go... I kind of want to keep an Odin or two in the deck because I think it is just a solid card. But I think we might get rid of the Otama, and I think I might just include Hiyori. Because if I can include Hiyori, and then I can start pushing cards into my life, like taking a card out of my life and pushing a card like this into my life. And then I can start using my 2-cost characters with my leader effect, you know, all that good stuff, right? I can start, you know, manipulating my life in a better way. And I think that might be the first thing I'm going to do moving forward is changing out these Otamas for the Hiyori. Let me put that card on the screen real quick. Hiyori. Yellow, 2-cost, this one right here. Pause and read it if you don't know what it does. But this is what I'm probably going to be putting into the deck over the Otama. And then Odin, I might keep as like a one-of, an actual one-of in the deck. Because if the card hits the board in certain matchups, you know, I mean, I don't know though. See, I don't know if I even want this card. I'm trying to think. Against Red, Blue, Ace, it's probably very, very good. Talking about this 7-cost Odin, right? Against Red, Blue, Ace, this card is actually very, very strong. So we might keep it in. We might keep it in the deck. But let me just say this. I don't think we necessarily need these Otamas to make this. This card is just good. Like, just generically good, right? Yes, this Otama takes him to the next level. Pause and read this card if you don't know what it does. However, we got some ideas floating around for sure. I don't know. Maybe we have to keep this card in. Maybe it's going to be good against Red, Purple, Roger. Maybe it'll be good against Red, Blue, Ace. We'll have to decide. But the nice thing about this version of the deck that we're running, we have 8 searchers, and they can all search up this card because it's Whitebeard Pirates. We have 4 Ezos and 4 of the event. Okay, so we actually can search this card up very consistently. And remember, guys, all of these Ace cards, these are all Whitebeard Pirates other than the Goa Kingdom 2-cost Ace. Okay, so that's something we have to really consider. But I will say this. I think if we drop down maybe to 1 Kazuki Odin and just try to search for it with the Ezos and the whatever. But if there's only 1, if we search over with our leader effect, that really complicates things. We'll have to figure that out later. But hear me out, guys. We can go up, if we go down to 1 Odin, we can go up 1 2K counter here and make it into Hiyori and maybe go from there. We'll have to see what happens. We got a lot of decisions to make moving forward. I have to say, from all my testing, this card has been an absolute beast. This card right here, guys, I feel like it's winning me games a lot of times because that's a 10-cost 12K once it hits the board. And who knows, maybe the direction we have to go with this deck moving forward is maybe -2 of these Odins and then go up the 8-cost, whoops, not yellow, 8-cost blue I Am Whitebeard. Maybe we put a few of these in the deck and maybe put a few more of the 10-cost, the other new gates in the deck. Let me go to those real quick. New gate, there we go. Maybe we start bringing in a few of these guys here. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this? Please, by all means, tell me in the comment section below. I think we're onto something here. I think this is like a good, you know, step in the right direction for the deck. I would like to probably maybe go up the 6-cost Jozu because, again, that's a Whitebeard Pirate searchable card. Jozu being able to bounce characters back to our hand. Let me bring that card up real quick for those who don't know what I'm talking about. This card right here. This card might be really nice for us, guys. Just bouncing. I've used it before in the past. It's a really good card. We can bounce back our 2K counters with it to bounce characters off their board, or we can even use it to bounce other stuff back. Because notice what it says. On play, you may return you may return 1 of your characters other than this character to your hand, and then return up to 1 cost 6 or lower character to the original owner's hand. Okay, so we can actually, you know, we can actually pull back like our 5-cost Ace or something like that, and then reuse it next turn. We have a lot of options there. Like maybe we swing with this 5-cost 7K Ace, and then we pull it back with the Jozu to bounce 1 of their threats off the board, establishing a 7K in its place, and then going from there. We have a lot of options. A lot of stuff we can do here. Also, we have to remember, Red Rock is another serious consideration. Maybe if we are having, you know, maybe if it is tough to go against Red, Blue, Ace, maybe we actually just, maybe we don't need this I Am Whitebeard card at all. Maybe we just start running some Red Rocks. We'll have to see. All right, I'm done yapping, guys. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Oh, a few things I wanted to talk about real quick is Sanji, 2K counter Sanji. It is not meant for this deck anymore, guys. Not this version here, because read this card very carefully. If you have 2 or less life, this character gains Rush. Okay, so if we're trying to gain a bunch of life with Sanji, it kind of goes... excuse me, it kind of goes against what we're trying to do with this version of the deck, right? We don't want to gain life early on. We actually want to drop down to 2 life and stabilize at 1 or 2 life. Same thing with this Edward Newgate. If your leader's type includes Whitebeard Pirates and you have 2 or less life, until the end of your opponent's next turn, all of your opponent's characters cannot attack unless they first discard 2 cards from their hand. So that's kind of the whole entire idea going on here, guys. We want to keep these cards relevant. We don't want to be stuck at 3 life on a turn. We want to drop this down and start really benefiting, right? So that's kind of something we have to consider moving forward. All right, guys, that's about all I got for y'all today. I'm trying to think. There were some other cards. I think we might have been, I can't remember. There was another card I wanted to talk about, guys. Hopefully I talked about it. If not, ask me in the comment section below. I get confused. I talk about so much on here, but yeah, very excited about how well this deck performs. So just let me summarize this, like, moving forward. I actually think Blue Yellow Ace can compete in OP-13. I know that might sound crazy, but let me say it like this, guys. Out of all the games we saw, let me tell you guys how the matchups went. I played against Imu about 10 times and lost every single game until I arrived at this specific list. I kept fine-tuning things, mixing things around, pushing things around. I tried a fully Goa exclusive deck, like running Garps in the Searcher, and I was like, okay, no, we need this card. We literally need the card to buy more time in the late game to try to blitz them down with this Ace, and we need the Ace early enough in the game through effects like this Flampe to be able to attack super early on, get them to a certain point, and then butcher their hand right before we slam down the 10-cost Ace, or the 10-cost Newgate with this pudding, and then that's where things started getting really, that's where I finally started seeing success. It's like, okay, wait a minute. We've got a game plan here. It's early aggression, taking life aggressively with Flampe, filling up our hand, aggressively attacking into them early on, flooding the board to the best of our ability with the aces, then smashing their hand in the late game, just ruining everything they searched up, and then we just start chaining these Newgates on them. And it's like, all of a sudden, my matchup against Imu became very, very winnable. Then I started winning against Imu. And then I have to say, guys, once I had my matchup finished against Imu, like I said, it was like 8 losses straight adjusting the list until I got to this right here. But then, after I got those 2 wins against Imu, I was like, okay, hang on, we might have something here. I played those other 3 games and got the 3 wins. It was a game against Red Purple Roger, a game against Red Blue Ace first, then Roger, and then Green Zoro. I was like, whoa, okay, so maybe something's here. Tell me what you guys think. I'm done yapping. Let's get the outro page on here. Hey, thank you to everybody who made it this far in the video. And guys, if you are liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing my stuff, using my TCG Player affiliate link, if you're using any of that, you're helping me out big time. Thank you so much. If you're donating through Patreon or PayPal, if you're a Playmat supporter, a YouTube member, or part of the Discord community, thank you so much for the support, guys. This community has been absolutely incredible. All right, I'm done. Hope you all enjoyed. Until next time, guys, peace.